Hello, my bookish buddies. How are we doing tonight? I am doing okay, I guess. How is NaNoWriMo going for everyone? Are we doing good? Good? I'm struggling a little bit, I think. I made my word count for yesterday and for today, but I'm struggling with chapter 1. So that's a really bad sign if I'm struggling right out of the gate. I know the beginning of my novel and what's gonna happen, but I'm having like some kind of problem starting it. I just keep wanting to start before the action starts, and I don't really know why. Alright, on to business. Tonight I thought I would give you guys a list of 6 things that help me and 6 things that hinder me during NaNoWriMo. First, I want to start out with the list of things that hinder me. I've had a lot of hinders. I've had a lot of problems in the past day. Today was just bad for me. I don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm going to try to follow my own advice and do this list of things with you guys. Well, with anyone who tries it, which who knows, maybe none of you will even watch this video. My number 1 hinder is social networking. This one is tricky because I really like social networking, and I feel that it helps me in NaNoWriMo. But I, for example, have been spending the entire day probably social networking and doing other various activities to avoid my writing. It's not that I was trying to avoid it, it's just that I'm stuck. I'm stuck already. That is bad. So what I did all day was I watched YouTube videos and I chatted with people, and I went on Twitter, and I went on, not really Facebook, I guess, but, well, I go on my personal Facebook, but I shouldn't be. And I did a lot of things, and they were good things. They weren't bad, but I didn't write. As long as you get your writing done, then go ahead and social network all you want, but just be careful. My second hinder is procrastination. I am the queen of procrastination. I am the biggest procrastinator you will ever find. In school, I did not study for tests until midnight the night before, and that was just me, and I've always been like that, and it's horrible, and I wish I was different, I really do. What I've found to be helpful is for me to start the day off and get my words done as soon as possible. So yesterday, I did most of my word count on my lunch break. That really started off the day well because I only had like 200 more to go that night. So that's gonna be my plan. My first chance of the day, I will write, and then I can do the rest of my stuff later. Rachel, you don't get lunch and you don't get dinner until you get those words done. Oh, you want to go out with friends? Nope, you're not doing that unless you get your writing done. And I'm just kidding. People, don't starve yourself because that is just going to make you write worse, I think. Okay, number 3. Number 3 hinder is comparing myself to other people. I am horrible about this in everything I do. I'm very competitive, and I see other people writing 5, 6, 7,000 words. I mean, that makes me feel bad. Don't compare yourself to other people because it will make you feel bad unless you're comparing yourself to people who are worse than you. But then that just kind of seems like a mean, shitty thing to do. So don't do that either. Just do the best that you can do. You are better than you were yesterday. Any word count is better than 0 word count. My hinder number 4 is my inner editor. I love to edit by nature. Maybe I don't love it. Maybe I just can't stop myself from doing it. I will find mistakes in everything, even published books. So it is very hard for me to not go back into my work and start editing it. When I'm writing, I know I am doing things wrong. I am typing out a sentence and I'm like, you are telling, you are not showing, this is wrong, this is so wrong, oh my god, this is so wrong. But I can't go back and fix it. And I guess I could, but it would waste a lot of time. I know you're supposed to show, not tell, and all that stuff, but I found that since I already know that in my mind, I know that when I go back to edit, I will fix it. You have the whole next month to edit, and you have the whole next year to edit, or next 2 years, or however long you want to work on this thing. So don't get too stressed out about it yet. My number 5 hinder hinder is worrying about the details. Let's say you didn't do a lot of research for your project, but you need to know where this is or where that is or how this is gonna go. If you go online and start researching it, you're gonna be losing a lot of time that you should be writing. Just know that you can go back and add things in. So know your basics, but you don't have to be an expert at this point. Just get it written and then you can go back and fill in all the details. Okay, and last but not least on my list of hinders is getting behind on word count. This is one of my biggest problems. Once I got behind a little bit, I was like, oh, I'll catch up tomorrow. I'll just do a little more tomorrow. But then I had even more to write the next day. And then I would try, but then I would be even more behind and get more stressed out. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just leave a little bit for the next day. It added up until it was unmanageable for me. And I was so stressed out about it and had so much anxiety that I just quit. And we don't want that to happen. So try to stay ahead on your word count if you can. If you can only get your basic word count in, that is better than falling behind. Now for my list of 6 things that help me. Number 1, and you're gonna be like, why is this number 1? You just said it was a hinder. But number 1 is social networking. I don't think I could do this without a bunch of other people doing it with me. I would have a really hard time. And I know a lot of people can do it, but I honestly couldn't. I'm not just talking about online social networking, but like social networking in your real life. You need to tell people that you're gonna be working on this project. You need to get support from your family and your friends, and you need to get support both online and in real life. I don't have any friends in real life that are doing NaNoWriMo with me, so it's pretty hard, and if I didn't go online, I wouldn't have anybody. I'm very thankful for you guys and for your support. Just don't spend all your time doing it when you're not writing. The number 2 thing that helps me is setting time limits. I didn't make a schedule, like a daily writing schedule I just don't really work like that. It's hard because I have a list of things to do in my real life. I have work and I have this novel and I have a bunch of things to do. So I say you have 1 hour to finish cleaning your bedroom or finish doing your laundry, or you have 1 hour to go out and hang out with your friends, or you have 1 hour to go eat dinner. You have X amount of hours to work on your writing, or X amount of hours to get this many words done. Something that really can help with that is on Twitter, there's an account called Nano Word Sprints, and they do these word sprints where you try to get a certain number of words in an allotted amount of time. So it's kind of like that. I give myself little goals. My big goal is get the word count every day. Okay, number 3 on my list of things that help me is the website Pinterest. And if you guys don't know about it, it consists of pictures that you can pin on boards, and you can create any kind of board. I have a ton of boards created: fashion board, recipe boards, boards with animals on them, boards about love, quotes, inspirational boards, NaNoWriMo board, and you can follow other people's boards and you can repin the things that they pin to their boards. It is so inspirational. I get all of my pictures from my characters or my setting, hairstyles, or anything I want. I love it. And a lot of times when I will get bored with my novel, or I will get stressed out and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I don't like this idea, I will go to my Pinterest board and it'll inspire me all over again. I really think you guys should check that out if you haven't already. And number 5 is music. That is such a big thing for me. I have to have a soundtrack playing in the background. It like peps me up and gets me going to write. What I use is Spotify. You can search and find basically any music you want, and you can create playlists of it. I have my NaNoWriMo playlist, and then I also have a dance break playlist where I just listen to when I need a break. And the last thing on my list is taking care of yourself. It's so important to get enough sleep, and it's so important to eat well. Don't eat a bunch of junk all the time, because then you'll feel like crap and you will be tired and you won't feel like doing anything. But also don't forget to eat, because if you don't eat, you're gonna be grumpy and you're gonna be stressed out, and that's just not good. And also just get enough sleep. I'm really bad about this because I have insomnia really bad. Sometimes I will go for days without sleeping and it makes me feel absolutely terrible. I get horrible anxiety, I start crying all the time, and I know I could not do NaNoWriMo if I started doing that again. And also exercise. Exercise is great. Movement in general is just so helpful because it gets you off the couch and it gets your blood pumping and your mind working. A lot of times I will come up with my best ideas when I'm on a walk. And also be sure if you're on medication, don't forget to take your medication. So many bad things can happen if you forget about that. Make sure you take them religiously. If you take care of yourself, you're gonna have so much more energy and a much more positive outlook. I have had experience with that, so I would know. Was that 6? I think that was. Anyway, guys, I hope some of those were helpful to you. And I know you might have heard them a billion times from other people, but they're just things that have worked for me. I actually really want to stay in tonight and write and work on my novel, but I may go out with my friends. It is Saturday. Say, no, Rachel, you can't go out. It's NaNoWriMo. You're not going out at all this month. No. Oh my god. I am such a dork. Anyway, hope you guys are doing good, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. All right, see ya. Bye.